Dude, how much you spend on one cowboy hat you told me about?
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the O Show Podcast, episode 483. We are presented by Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Scottsdale, Arizona. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness is an inclusive, high-intensity fitness experience developed by the champ Floyd Money Mayweather himself, formulated with the perfect combination of boxing, strength, and cardio conditioning intervals designed to make you look good, feel good, and leave you with more than just a great sweat. Head on down to Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Scottsdale. We're also sponsored by betonline.ag. Sign up for your 50% bonus now by using the promo code capital BLEAV50. It is finally AFC and NFC Championship week in the NFL, so go make your picks, Mr. Cable, Mr. Henderson.
Howdy.
We're wearing our cowboy hats.
Yeah, we're giving it a shot. I'm trying
We
to
all
get
watch
my
Yellowstone, so it makes
Yellowstone
sense.
on.
Welcome.
I don't know how we look,
Howdy.
but we're going to try it out.
Am I rip enough?
I'll just say every
That was a good
time
one.
I talk.
That was a good pun.
Howdy.
He's wearing it the best. It's like
is.
not even close. He's got the shades. He's got the braided beard. How long did that take, by the way?
You know, right now it's been going on a little over probably 6 years. So
You
a
haven't
lot of
shaved it in
patience.
6 years.
Nah, man, I just let it do its thing, and I feel like a animal most of the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go with this. I'll go with it.
You're running for city council,
That's absolutely right.
5th district. Do they like that?
Yeah. Hey, it
It's
worked.
like, how am I
last
supposed to
time.
compete with this?
Oh, exactly, man. I got the posters, got the hair, the beard all up. It's great.
So how does that, why were you inspired to do that, get into politics a little bit?
You know, my whole entire life, I was kind of raised to be more involved with community outreach, all types of programs. I worked for the Department of Veteran Affairs, so it was kind of like in my genes to keep helping people at different levels. After I worked at the Department of Veteran Affairs, kind of wanted to go back into the fitness scene after, college football, helping other people, and that ended up being great. So now I'm training a lot of professional MLB players, NFL players at the same time, as well as helping with community outreach. So we do a lot of that for underprivileged children and, other families that can't necessarily take on the burden of all the funds of a sports performance gym. We try to make sure that we're always active with the community. And so the next thing I thought was the best thing I could do to help out is actually run for city council and get more involved that way. So I'm always there, man. I'm ready to help out everyone as much as I can. It's like in my DNA.
You're doing it for the right reasons, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've trained MLB, NFL guys. I know Yasmani Grandal,
Yeah.
catcher for the Chicago White Sox, I saw.
My boy.
How do you get in touch with those kind of guys?
Usually they're referred to me for a lot of explosive work. Our type of discipline and philosophy is different than other CrossFit gyms or sports performance. So when athletes are looking for specific explosive work, I get contacted. So it's really cool to know that what you've been doing yourself kind of applies to other athletes and can help everyone else out.
I do want to give a shout out to Golden Titan, too.
Ooh,
Look at these
look at this swag. Look at that gold. Oh my gosh.
sexy.
And then you got
Sheesh.
the white. So when did this all come about? It's on my microphone. When did, because you have the apparel line, too, that you guys just came out with, and you're both coming out with one together.
Well, we've been sponsored by a few
Right.
kind of apparel lines. They've been super supportive in everything that we've been doing. Golden Titan's always going to be there. We're always going to have the greatest golden S swag ever in life. But yeah, we have our sponsors, First Phorm as well as NFQ, and they've been super supportive in everything that we've been doing. Like real, genuine, great people. We love them, man.
Oh yeah. Yo, bro. By the way, I can't wait till you shave your beard. That's gonna be great.
See, he's got a great beard, too. If I grew it out like a month, I shaved last week. It's like kind of like yours a little bit, but it's red. That's the
That's
thing.
all right. That's sexy, man.
We got to take a picture with Hank later after this
Yeah.
episode, too.
That's right.
You got to be patient on those beards, man. You got like a ugly phase, and then after the ugly phase,
That's the thing.
it's
Do you
like
ever
a
go
cool
through a phase where like you want to shave it, but you're like, I'm too invested? 6 years.
So now I'm like on and off. I'm like in the process of becoming an EMT firefighter as well. It's
coming off.
It's
It's
been
coming
like,
off, boy.
dude, it's been like rough every single time that I'm like debating and going through the process. I'm like, It's been about almost 7 years since I've seen my face. I'll be showing.
You're going to be unrecognizable.
I know. I show everyone. I'm like, this guy or this guy. What do you guys think? And it's been an internal battle.
You didn't have that when you played football, did you?
No, I didn't. I had like the
Wouldn't have
opposite
worked.
going on. It was on top of my head, But then genetics came in.
It just leveled out.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
So what was it like playing college football?
It was great, man.
The discipline, obviously.
Yeah, every time I think about it, I felt like I have so much more to offer to younger athletes now. You don't
Me being a younger athlete, by the way. Yeah, that's kind of why we train.
What's the age difference here?
Oh, is this 5 years?
I mean, I'm still in my.
No, he's 27.
My
right?
20s.
He's 27.
That's how I like to keep it.
I unfortunately am 31 now. God.
Yeah, but there's just so much more to offer nowadays with a lot of different explosive work and philosophies of training to help out other college athletes. So that's another reason why I came back into the sports arena, to show them they can be so much more. And I just wish I had that type of coaching and the people to kind of inspire you to be better. But other than that, college was great. I was a linebacker, and then I turned into a running back, went into the NFL free agency, and then after a while, to kind of get to the best point that I could be, I wanted to try something different, so I tried CrossFit. And as soon as I tried CrossFit, I fell in love with it. Functional fitness has been great, and ever since, as soon as I found out you can compete in this stuff, I was like, I'm all in, bro. I'm all in. Let's do it.
Is that how you two met? Just training together, or was it through?
Honestly, so like I obviously in the CrossFit world, actually pretty small, right? So I heard of Kawika, and I had no idea he lived near me. So I think I actually reached out to him because I found his gym and found him. I was like, hey man, I'm looking for a training partner. And you're a badass. I need some help.
Probably. Thank you.
So yeah, we began training, man, and yeah, training's been going really well. I'm trying to get on his level, obviously, but I'm trying to grow the beard out. It's not working.
That's what you
well.
meant by getting on his level.
Exactly.
Because you guys are both pretty buff, okay? Like you guys are talking about like you need help. We need help.
Matt is like way buffer than me. So much muscle, bro. Can't make him compete with that.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe so. I'm just trying to get on his aerobic capacity level. Maybe that's it. But I tried to grow my beard out, and my beard is unfortunately very curly and doesn't look that good. So I ended up cutting it back to this length to where you really can't see the curls, and I think I just have to keep it at this
You should have
length.
kept it like a Greek god beard, just spirals and just.
You know what? I'm
totally
gonna try that.
different,
I tried to grow it, and my wife was like, "You better cut that. Our baby boy's coming out. Like, you better cut that. I don't want that beard on his face."
So what about up top though? Like, can you still grow hair up top, or?
Barely. So it's the genetics kicked in. We got.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
See this
Matt
widow's
wouldn't like
can.
it.
I
This
just
widow's
like
peak right here.
just don't. It's like shave every other day just to make sure it's bald, all the way bald.
I don't shave every day. I need to. My wife calls me lazy because I don't. I wait till it's like this weird length, and then I gotta go see a barber to just straight edge it. That's
See, I
what
was gonna say what my next look was gonna be. You guys you're like the Titan athletes. You probably have heard of this athlete, Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
He's rocking like the mohawk, slicked back ponytail right
Yeah,
now.
he is.
And it's just bald on the rest of the side. He was actually on Monday Night Raw the other night wearing like a giant flannel and a cowboy hat. I'm like, we're going with the cowboy hats when these guys
right.
come in.
That's that manly stuff. I love Brock, man.
Yeah.
Always been a fan forever, bro.
He's
Forever.
the man. He's the man.
You think you can keep up with his workout routine?
I would love to try, honestly.
I would love
think
him
it'd
just
be
to
great.
throw me around a
collabo.
little bit, buddy. Just throw me over the cage. Let's go.
Show him some cool stuff. Step his game up as well.
Who's someone that you guys would like legitimately think that you'd love to train with that would push you?
I mean, The Rock, of course. I would love to just train with him. I gotta meet him, but I would love to train with him. Like, let's go through a workout, bro. Let's do it. Let's go. Iron Paradise.
You got some crazy work ethic. I freaking love it. Been a fan for him forever. But honestly, Money Mayweather, man.
Oh, man.
I'm such a fan. I've been a fan of Pacquiao my whole life. I call him my uncle. But Mayweather, man, you got to give credit where credit is due, and he just works so hard. I would love to kind of train with him.
And if you want to work as hard as Floyd Mayweather, you could always head on down to Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Scottsdale, Arizona, right there, right here.
I see what you did there, Kawika. I see what you did there.
See, we got first Phorm out of the way. We got Mayweather
right.
Boxing and Fitness out of the way. I do want to get in because we were talking a little bit before Kawika showed up about your story and everything. Obviously, 2-time survivor of leukemia. You now have Cade in the picture. If we want to throw up a few pictures of his son, we got Cade Storm Cable.
The goat.
There he is. You look exhausted.
Newborn life. There it is, baby.
So cute.
Yeah, the goat. The goat, baby.
God is good.
That's what we call him.
Stone is not a middle name I would have thought of either.
Yeah, I think my wife actually thought of it. I was like, babe, that's awesome. Let's keep it. He sounds like an action figure already.
That is too tough. Too tough. He's just going to grow up being tough.
With a widow's peak, too. So.
He has a widow's peak. I don't know if you saw that picture.
He got some time. Though.
So, we told the story about meeting your wife a little bit before we went on the air.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to reshare that story because it is inspiring what you both went through to get to the point where you guys are at now.
Crazy, dude. Honestly, I can't even believe the story. And I tell him, like, this really happened? What the heck?
When Matt told me the story, it was like, this should be a movie. Like, it's amazing, but, go ahead, Matt.
So,
I love it, bro.
All right.
Lifetime.
2014, I was diagnosed with leukemia. Not knowing I had it, I was still, obviously I was in the beginning stage of my Air Force career. And I remember I was just working, and I'd work out and work. That's like my life, right? Eventually, about 3 months into feeling pretty ill, flu-like symptoms, I went and got checked out. And the doctors, they thought it was nothing. They're like, here, take some Tylenol, you have like a neck infection. I was like, I don't know what that is. What is that? And so I went back to work. About a week later, I got strep throat. And I thought it was really odd that I was still very, very sick. I was getting just sicker. I'm like, this is something's wrong. So the last time I went to the hospital, they finally drew some blood. And after they drew some blood, they found out I had what's called AML leukemia. And that's acute myeloid leukemia, and that's my bone marrow. So that was pretty crazy news. 2014, I was 23 years old, and I had no idea honestly what leukemia was. I was like, cancer. I was like, what is that? I have no idea what that is. What is that? But obviously it's very serious, and we started chemotherapy immediately. About a week into my chemotherapy, I got some sort of infection, and so what chemotherapy does, obviously, is it kills off your entire immune system, so it can kill off your leukemia. And so I had no immune system fighting off anything, infection or nothing. So I went into complete organ failure, and I was in the ICU for 2 weeks, and in a coma for about 6 days. And after I woke up, I had lost it was roughly 60 pounds in about 18 days. Damn. And it was insane. I couldn't believe I was even alive. I was like, I looked at myself, looked at pictures, and I just couldn't believe I was alive. It was very, it was like traumatic, if you want to call it that. Just seeing pictures of me and just how skinny and frail I was. It was pretty insane. But I had a fire burning inside, man. After that, I was like, man, life is so short. I gotta get up, and I gotta not necessarily like look in the mirror and feel sorry for myself, but look in the mirror and just know that it'll all come back. And so I started training and grinding every day. It was funny, actually. My goal was to always play like professional football of some sort. And about like a month or two after I woke up, I got a call from a coach saying that he wanted me to come play on his team in an arena football game. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll be ready. I had like 6 months to train for this one game, just to kind of see where I was at, and so I just got up. Every day I would just get up and train hard, and just grind away. And in about 4 months, I put on, almost. I think I dropped from like 220 down to 160 after I woke up, and I ended up, my game weight was about 210ish, so I almost got it back.
Inspiration, bro.
Now, does it come back differently though? Because I've heard like if you're just even working out like that and you drop that much weight and put it back on, it's almost like a different muscle.
So I'm very happy for muscle memory.
Yeah.
I was able to come back pretty quick just because of muscle memory. But it does come back different because you train different. When you train those muscles differently, everything will come back different. But I came back and I felt good. I performed really well. and I played that night, and man, it was like my first time ever competing again. Kind of after that game, I remember my dad had to carry me to the bathroom. I was so beat up. My muscles just were so sore. Just it wasn't used to that anymore. It was my first time coming back. Just going as hard as I can, 100%, leaving it all out there, and my body just couldn't handle it. So after that game, I hung on my cleats for good. And it was cool though. I got to play an arena football game. It was really cool. But after that, I kind of just changed my goals, my mindset. I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I know I got really kind of bored of just picking up heavy weight and putting it down. So I kind of 2015, 2016, I switched over to CrossFit. And I remember I knew it was going to be really hard to just transition over, because the biggest thing for CrossFit competing is form and technique. And I knew my Olympic lifts were the technique was trash. I had the strength to pick it up right, but it just did not look good. So over the next couple of years, I really focused on form and technique, and obviously your endurance, the endurance portion of that. And then 2018, I got a call about a TV show called The Titan Games with The Rock, and I thought it was just the coolest thing, and I wanted to get my story out there on just how I overcame everything, that adversity I overcame. And so when they called me, I actually had a buddy actually send me the link. He's like, "Hey, this is really cool. This is a Titan Games with The Rock." I think the coolest thing was like The Rock. It was a Rock TV show. Cool. It'd be cool to get on, right? So I threw an application. I didn't think anything of it, man. I threw an application, and I threw in like a little video, like a video. It was actually a pretty cool video from a buddy back home in Montana. He does great work. But yeah, he did a video with me, and I got a call like 2 weeks later from NBC, and they're like, "Hey, we love you. We love you, and we want you to come on our show." I was like, "Oh my God, what?" I was like mind blown. I was like, "This is crazy. This is insane." So instant high right there, And so when I flew to LA for the combine that they had, I was like on cloud nine, and I remember I trained so hard just for to look as best I could, to perform as best I could. And 2 months after the combine, they kind of leave you hanging, right? You have no idea. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just kind of hanging out. I got a call from one of the producers saying, "Congratulations, you made the top 30 men." I was like, "Oh my God, what?" So again, I was like cloud nine, and I just continued grinding, training, working, and grinding. And in 2018, I was on the Titan Games, and I competed, and the experience was absolutely amazing. I can't even explain it, honestly. But one of the moments I remember is after I competed and I won one of my competitions. Dwayne Johnson, I was standing backstage of everything, the arena and everything, and I had my cell phone in my hand, and I was just watching, like, just amazed. I wasn't taking picture videos or anything because you're not really supposed to, because obviously they don't want you to post anything, whatever. But I had it in my hand, and out of nowhere I saw the Rock walking over to me. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I had my phone in my hand. I was like, I don't want to shake his hand, have my phone in my hand. I just look like a douche. I don't know. So like he walked over to me, and I threw the phone behind me. Like, and he came over, and he came and shook my hand, and his hand's just huge. That's one of the things I was like, your hand is ginormous, man. This is crazy. One of my idols growing up, he's come over to shake my hand. He's like, you killed it out there, brother. I'm like, well, now he called me brother. I'm like, what? I shook his hand, called me brother. I'm like, wow, like this is incredible. So that was one of the rarest moments I couldn't even imagine having in my life. But shortly after the Titan Games, I knew I was deploying overseas, and so I took like 2 weeks to myself. I went and trained in California, hung out with family, just trained to get ready for whatever was next. Not knowing you don't know what opportunities can come. And so it was training, and then I deployed overseas. And I remember boots on the ground, man, and I felt like garbage just immediately. It was the craziest thing. Don't know what it was, but I started training, working, and with my job over there, security forces, I I worked like 15-hour shifts, right? And then you try to train when you can and sleep when you can, right? So I was getting maybe 3 hours of sleep a day. Just you have to. There's nothing you do. There's nothing you do because you work so hard, and then before I go to bed, I went and trained for a couple hours, and then went to bed a couple hours, get up, do it all over again. So my body started feeling like garbage, and not knowing what it was, I had little things that kind of were like, this is weird, because the air quality was so bad over there that I was like, man, my gums started swelling up. I was like, why is it swelling up? Is it the water? What's going on? Chemicals? What's going on? I was getting tired and exhausted out of nowhere. I'm like, man, why am I so tired? Why am I so sore when I'm training? Just kind of weird stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Some stuff started to click, and I was like, oh my God, like I think my cancer's come back. So I was pretty blessed that we had an oncologist over there who was a civilian oncologist, but he was a military medical, and he was there on deployment too through the Air National Guard. And he drew blood and immediately found out that my leukemia had returned. It was like 85% leukemic cells. And he's like, you need to be out of here yesterday. And so I was like, wow, this is insane. And, you know, one of the most craziest parts about the story is that after my television episode aired, Ensley, my wife, we weren't talking at the time. She was going through her breast cancer recovery. She was going through a double vasectomy, and out of nowhere, you know, her mom was like, "Hey, let's watch The Rock's new TV show, The Titan Games." And she's like, "Okay, that sounds cool, right?" So she's like 2 days into her recovery. She sees me. She sees my story, and this is kind of funny. Turn on the television show, sees me, and they start telling my story, right? But before they say I had cancer or anything, she's like, "God, he looks like a douche." Looks like a douche. Look at this stuck-up guy, douche. And then it goes on, and it's like, oh, he just overcame leukemia. And she's like, oh my God. Like, she's like, that's my husband. She told her mom that. And so I remember that night, you know, I had posted a photo. I was deployed. She had no idea. I was deployed. No one knew I was deployed. But I was deployed, and so I posted a pic, you know, saying thank you, blah, blah. And she commented, and she gave like a prayer face, heart, you know, whatever. And I looked through my comments, and I'm like, oh, who's this? Who's this girl? She looks nice. I go to her bio, and I'm like, oh, Miss Florida. Oh my gosh, cancer survivor. What? So I had to slide in her DMs naturally, and just, you know, tell her how awesome she is, and, you know, keep fighting. And just, you know, in my head, I'm like, oh, she's beautiful. Oh my goodness. So she couldn't believe that I wrote her. Her mom, she was like, Mom, he just wrote me. Oh my gosh. And so yeah, we started talking, and I was deployed, you know, for like 3 months. We're talking on and off, man. And deployment's hard, and long distance is hard. So obviously we weren't dating, we were just talking at this time. But like knowing that I have, you know, 6-7 more months deployed, like who knows what would happen, you know, because it's such a long time, such a long, you know, time difference, and stuff happens. And obviously we wanted to see each other, but we couldn't make that happen because I was deployed overseas. And so it was hard, but out of nowhere, you know, my cancer relapsed, and it was heartbreaking, but then I was able to get med evac back to the States. And so I got med evac back to Walter Reed in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Naval Hospital, and she flew from Florida, that's where she's from, to see me in the hospital. So we met in the hospital, and crazy, just how we felt about each other and the sparks. And she never left my side after that, honestly. And she ended up, I moved here to Arizona because of the Mayo Clinic for treatments. And she flew from Florida. She moved here just pretty much to be with me. And she ended up being my caregiver, and she took care of me, made sure I didn't die during my bone marrow transplant that I had like a few months later.
Straight Lifetime movie.
It's amazing. And so yeah, she took care of me. She still does. She still takes care of me. We weren't supposed to be able to have a kid, and now I have a almost 2-month-old kid, baby boy, Cade Stone.
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. There you go. That's a story for Cade.
I'll just make that clip later. You don't even have to tell him.
All right. That's funny. And yeah, life's been great. A newborn, new dad life has been great. Obviously, it's exhausting. I don't know how you single mothers do it. I preach you all. I can't imagine leaving him home with her for longer than 4 hours. Just it's really it's insane. Mother life, it's insane. Oh my God. Whew. You guys are awesome. You guys are like legit, real superheroes.
He's itching to get out of here right now. He's like, you know what? I forget it. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Kate's screaming in her ear right now. Oh my God.
You can hear it in the back of your head, just the ringing.
Oh, I can hear him screaming right now. Whew. But no, yeah, that's a little bit about my story.
I mean, it's an unbelievable story. I mean, that's the second time you've told it to me today already, and still goosebumps. It's unbelievable.
Like
it was meant to be.
Like, I know.
That's one of those like pre-scripted destiny things.
I still can't believe
that
that's my story. I'm like, man, and honestly, for me, I feel like it's just beginning. I feel like, it's just to be continued. Like, I got lots of stuff ahead of me still. You have no idea. You just kind of wait for opportunity. You just kind of wait and train and grind away for the next opportunity, and that's what I do. Even if I don't have like a goal set right now, I make sure my body and everything is just ready to go for the next opportunity. Obviously, sorry, I don't want to take up like his time. I just
what's your story?
I know.
Can you top that?
But like no, so like
I got a nice story too.
Yeah, he does. He does got a story, but like I still go through like GVHD. I still which is graft versus host disease. So like I still go through a bunch of stuff trying to overcome all that with like medication. So I'm on a bunch of medication and stuff, but like I said, like and like Kawika and I we talk about it all the time, just like because obviously like I train with him. He's I see him as my coach, and so we train hard together, and he knows like medication I'm on. He knows like what I go through every morning, trying to with the medication and whatnot, just to be able to train and compete and grind with him. But yeah, he's also got a pretty gnarly story, man, and definitely something that will motivate you.
For what you guys do, just like training wise, you have to have the discipline. You obviously have developed a mindset to be disciplined and motivated to do what you're doing, because it's unbelievable. Like if you got to check out these guys on social media, the clips, just the clips I've seen of you guys, your training regimens and the workAouts that you guys do.
Thank you, sir.
Just unheard of.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate that.
Not everybody, like literally 99% of people can't do what you guys do.
Hey man, it takes a long time, but you gotta just start. Like people are, it's scary to be honest with you. I was scared. You just gotta just start, and you gotta just be consistent with it. And over time, you will get muscle ups. You will get the endurance. You will get all the gymnastics, all the Olympic lifts. You will get them. It's just consistency.
Yeah, the main thing that I tell my athletes in my gym, we're a family-owned and operated gym, so my partner is my sister. My sister is also my coach as well. So I give her a shout out. My wife is always behind the scenes helping me out as well. Just family owned and operated. Our mantra for CrossFit Golden Titan is faith, focus, hard work. And not many people know how I came about that. But I had a double elbow replacement, and multiple times the doctors said, you'll never be back. You'll never compete ever again. Your arm is going to be messed up for the rest of your life. And I kind of took it as a challenge, and I know that God always has a plan. So as much as you want to do what you want to do, you still have to have faith that you'll be able to achieve it. But there's so many different things going on in your everyday life, so many different obstacles, so you got to stay focused. And on top of that, faith alone isn't going to get you to where you want to be. You still got to work hard. So what I was doing, I was going through like a depressing mode. I never told anybody, but absolutely depressed because I had this elbow surgery replacement. I came back working hard as ever, and they were like, hey, we messed up. And I was like, I could tell you guys messed up. And then I had to go back in, man. And it was just so strenuous and like on the mental that I had to create this mantra to keep me going. So literally, I'll take a shower, look at myself in the mirror. I would write on the mirror, faith, focus, hard work. Five times. That's right. And I would just keep repeating it 5 times. And it helped me kind of get through those positions. And so when I knew that it was helping me kind of get back to being mentally tough, I implemented it at the gym. And I told him exactly how it came about. I didn't actually tell him, I was depressed or anything like that. But I'm like, hey, this is what it is. Faith, focus, hard work. So ever since, it's been our mantra. Before we work out, we have all the members write it down before the workouts so they know no matter what, just work hard. If today's not your best day, that's okay. just do your best, and then we'll come back the next day after that. But yeah, that's our mantra for Golden Titan, and we're gonna keep on doing it.
Listen. He just threw up last week a 275 split snatch for 3, and listen, I have 2 good arms and I can't do that right now. Like legit, I saw that. I was like, this fucking guy. He is straight beast mode. That's unheard of, especially with his elbow. Like he can't full extend, so he does what he can. He does what he can, and he just throws out this massive weight. You're just like so impressed. You're just like, I'm just sitting there in awe, man. Yeah, you gotta just, yep. You gotta just live. You gotta just. It's his new normal, Just like I have my new normal, and we have our new normals, and we just gotta work around it,
I throw up 245 plates when I do chest press.
That's
and I've
good,
been
man.
on that for
Hey,
about
brother.
6 years.
That's all right, bro. It's
Dude,
all right.
that is not even bad.
Yeah.
I'm like still struggling trying to get my bench back from the elbow surgery.
I could only imagine.
That's pretty good, man.
I could only imagine. That's got to be a ton of pressure.
Yeah, it sucks, but always got to work around it. Whatever you have an injury, anything like that, you can work around it to build yourself up. I kind of look at some of these issues as a way to kind of help everyone else. If I can get through it, I can help someone else in the same situation. Prior to that, I had that injury, and we had arm amputee, come in after. So all of my training methodology for my injury was able to translate and transfer onto him and get him back. And he started competing around the world in the Spartan races and in CrossFit. Some of the doctors said he'll never be able to get some of the muscles working, but through the things that I've accomplished, we're able to do that. So I really believe that God puts you in situations where you're going to be able to help other people down the road. So take it on.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, that's why we chose the clothing brand that we support and we're athletes for, and that's NFQ, which stands for Never Fucking Quit. I wear their clothes, their gear every day. I'm wearing their socks right now and their shorts. I got a wristband right here that says "Work fucking harder," a different breed, because that's how I feel. We are, we're a different breed, man. What we've been through, and we don't stop, we don't quit, we never quit, and we keep grinding, chasing our goals, man. Do what we can in this life,
I mean, with that being said, though, I can't imagine you guys just train with just anyone. It's you guys would probably be more selective with who you train with. They gotta have the drive.
Sometimes we kind of look for people that are pushing themselves that way, but even in I've been training by myself for a very long time before Matt kind of came into the gym, and so it was a mental struggle to try to push yourself and find out different ways. Imagine that someone else is right next to you pushing you. But nowadays, with the clientele and the athletes and the members we have, I'm able to kind of jump in the class, even though everything's at your own pace. I'm still I feel like I'm competing against them, even though I'm not. So I still get pretty competitive if I'm around beginners, but we make sure that it's an environment that they can grow in as well. So we have a very, very different environment than any other CrossFit gym or functional fitness gym. We're all about encouraging each other, and we're literally like a family. Everyone loves it. Everyone knows each other, and that's just how we do things.
How do you figure out which exercises work? Because what you guys do, it's not on a normal plan. It's not on a normal diet you see online, right? Because after a while, your muscles become used to what you're doing, and you got to mix it up in order to grow more. You're going to reach that plateau. How do you guys determine and discover new stuff?
Every day is different, honestly. It's really hard. They train your the saying is, you train your weaknesses till they're your strength. That's a lot of training, man. Because, man, if you can't stop working out one muscle group because obviously it'll decline. So you're trying to get your squat up as well as your jerk or your shoulder overhead. You're trying to get all that up, and then you're also trying to get your row capacity up. So you legit cannot stop working just one muscle group. So each day you're doing, you're working specific group, and you just continue, and you don't stop working out one muscle group.
Yeah, our programming is very different than any other CrossFit gym. We currently our USPA, United States Powerlifting Associate affiliate, and I had a mentor that passed away, and he basically showed me the ropes.
Yeah.
And I was able to take my philosophy, and he agreed with it. We did a lot of research and everything that we do.
It's good. It's a good one.
So our style of philosophy and training is, we love lifting weights, but we don't shy away from conditioning, because a lot of the good of CrossFit is developing a lot of secondary muscles and kind of not shying away from the real tie-in muscles rather than just lifting the entire time. So we're more of a sports performance gym. We're huge into powerlifting because that's the fundamentals of everything. If you deadlift something, you're going to be able to pick it up when you're walking down the street. So the fundamentals of powerlifting, bench, squat, and deadlift, that translates into Olympic lifting as well, and the clean and jerk, the snatch, as well as a lot of CrossFit movements. So we've been able to develop a philosophy technique to kind of get you really, really strong. And just how CrossFit used to be. CrossFit used to be more of be ready for anything whenever you want to.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of shying away from that. They're definitely more specific on aerobic capacity and stuff like that. But our goal is, hey, if you want to do a Spartan race, you're ready right there. If you want to do a powerlifting meet the next week, boom, you're ready. If you want to do Olympic lifting meet, there. CrossFit qualifier, you're ready. So we don't necessarily need to train and change it up too much.
That's why we love CrossFit so much.
We literally do everything.
Yeah.
So I'm always ready for a powerlifting meet, but I'm ready to qualify for the CrossFit Games or go through that process. And we got the CrossFit Open coming up, so we're excited about it as well. Last year was a good year for me, and it was
not me. No, actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad year for me either. It wasn't too bad. I was just coming back into it, man, after my transplant. So I still made it past the qualifier round and whatnot, and I did okay too. But Kawika, this guy over here was a national champion. Let him talk to you about that.
Represent for the Filipinos, national champ for the Philippines this past year. It's been good having a lot of support from all the family, everyone out in the Philippines as well. But this year, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to keep pushing it, and I have a stronger drive for it. During this season, I'm still going to be qualifying for World Champion Powerlifting Championships. So I'm going to do that at the same exact time, so it's a little bit different. But what I love about it, man, is just the whole community getting together and doing this. And we've been born to do it. We don't quit. And the main thing with our gym is helping others understand that you don't have to quit either. You just need the right people to encourage you so you can build yourself up. And, that's kind of what we do. And even with Matt, we've been through injuries, we've been through surgeries, we're coming back. And I keep trying to tell him, we've been through a lot. So just have fun, take the pressure off. Do your best, let God do the rest, and just have fun. Just go, and you might surprise yourself.
What was the biggest difference going from powerlifting to, say, CrossFit? Like, the biggest difference, I've asked multiple health and performance coaches this, like the biggest difference between bodybuilding and strength training.
Well, I think every philosophy has their own place. And what we do is we put all the fitness disciplines as well as yoga. Yeah. We have about 25 to 30 minutes of yoga, dynamic yoga that we created to prep us for the lifts. Every day, we literally do it every single day. And we incorporate the isolation of bodybuilding as well as powerlifting. So that's kind of what I mean. We do things a little bit differently. But as far as prepping for a powerlifting meet, while you're doing CrossFit, it's kind of like you got to know your lifts. So in powerlifting meets, you have three main lifts. Unless you're going to break a state record or world record, then you have an additional one. But while you're kind of balancing the aerobic capacity, it's a possibility that your strength will go down. So you have to have kind of an idea of what your lifts are going to be if you're going to jump into a powerlifting meet. That's the kind of only thing. We're always ready for anything, but if there's a powerlifting meet coming up, I'd say probably a week or two before then, we got to know our numbers. So that's kind of like the only difference for us, at least.
Yeah.
A lot of other powerlifters are different. That's all they do. They train that every single day. But I like a challenge, so that's why I love the functional fitness stuff. It's always different, We program a really good, extensive type of strength training with some of the powerlifting and Olympic lifting. But when it comes to CrossFit workouts, I like to keep it different like every single day. I don't want to repeat the workout. I don't want anything kind of the same. I want it different so it can challenge me in a totally different way. So you're always ready for anything.
I mean, it must be just tough, adapting back and forth with these different styles too, because you look at the training side of it, but at the same time, you got to take care of your body with the right diet, the right supplements.
Absolutely, and First Phorm has been
Shout out
helping
First
us
Phorm, baby. They
so
have
much, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'll do without Andy, Sal, Nick, and Cody having our back, hooking us up with these supplements to recover. That was part of my thing when I was training really hard and pushing myself. I wasn't recovering right. And when Andy reached out to me, Cody and Nick, we've been able to kind of come up. They've been able to basically take me to school on some of this nutrition. Even though I've gone to school for nutrition and strength conditioning, they've really helped me a lot. And honestly, I love the First Phorm products. They're great. And I'm really, particular in what I take. And I love the clean energy, the rebuilding of your muscles, having a hard workout, maybe 2 a days or 3 a days, and then the next day you're feeling great because of what you took. So I'm thankful for them kind of bringing me on board, me and Matt, and they've been great, man. Honestly, like a family.
Great coaches, great mentors.
I can
Shout out
text-
to Nick. He'll be here next month, bachelor party. Woo! Going down.
That was a secret.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, man, they've been great. They like literally, you can call them, text them any time of the day, and they're there. Basically, family.
And your favorite flavor was, of course, root beer float.
Root beer float, baby.
Lucky Charms, I've also heard
Formula
is
One,
great.
Lucky Charm. Oh yeah, and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those are my
What about you?
my three go-tos.
I just started taking that root beer float stuff, and I was like, you know what? I can kind of cheat by taking this and putting a scoop of ice cream in it. I was like, this is amazing, bro. But they had, I'm like
Love that ice cream, of
a
course.
pumpkin spice fan too, so I'm usually taking some of that. There's orange creamsicle, man. Like literally every single flavor is like stuff you can sit on the porch and just sip. Like it's
I
just
don't.
great,
I put
bro.
it down after my workout. I get that in my body as soon as possible because my body's always so sore after I work out. So I need that stuff to help me recover faster.
Do you guys look at that stuff, like whether it be Formula One or any like protein shake, as a meal replacement, or is it just another source of protein, but you still got to eat the meals? Because a lot of people say that meals before anything, like you can't use the liquid to substitute out the
Yeah,
actual.
you definitely want real food, but when you're an entrepreneur or you're busy like every day, like I don't just look at myself, but everybody is busy. So that's when you can kind of use it as meal replacement sometimes.
Level
I
one,
wouldn't-
baby. Level
yeah,
one.
I wouldn't just recommend just taking protein shakes without actually eating food because you're going to need all those micronutrients from actual food to kind of help
So it's
you
like
recover.
It's called a
build
meal
up,
replacement for a reason. It
Right.
replaces your meal until you get a meal in your body.
Basically, that's kind of as simple as you can kind of keep it.
Interesting. You hear something different from everybody. Some people are for that, some people are against it. Everybody's got a different body too, so it's like you never
Yeah.
really know
Honestly,
who to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, different sports too, man. Like if you're a bodybuilder, you're not gonna do stuff that CrossFitters do, and then vice versa. You can't.
It really just depends on your activity level. You just got to know how to take some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And but if you're thinking about taking it, that's when you can kind of reach out to us, me or Matt, or anybody from First Phorm. And we're really knowledgeable on all the products and how to take it. So, we're always free. We're always open, willing to talk to anybody. But as long as you know how to take this stuff, you're going to be great at whatever sport you do, whatever lifting you do. It's just not just lifting weights. It's literally every sport.
Were you guys quick to learn this stuff, or did you make a lot of mistakes growing up trying to get into?
Oh man,
bodybuilding?
you make a lot of mistakes, man.
Oh, of course,
I know.
but, like-
High school, I honestly started
Always
working
learning.
out pretty hard freshman year. You have no idea what you're doing. You're just like, oh, let's go lift. Let's do some chest. I don't know, whatever. Let's do this movement. This movement should work, right? And over time, I remember my sophomore year, I was the strongest in my high school, and that was just because I had a great strength and conditioning coach, Coach Comack. He was also my wrestling coach. Awesome mentor growing up as well. I'll give a little shout out to him. But I was lucky to have him and all the help in my trying to work my form and technique. Even as a sophomore in high school, it was not good. But I held records in my high school in Great Falls, Montana. I was the strongest kid in my high school as a sophomore, and then obviously that transitioned, or up and up until I was senior, and I was breaking state records. But no, man, it takes a long time just to learn. Like my technique is still not that good for my standard, obviously.
That's why I put so much emphasis on helping some of the younger generation, because growing up I had terrible experience with coaches.
Yep.
My coaches did not want to help me or see me succeed in anything that I did, which is pretty interesting growing up, and you kind of learn what you need to do to help out the younger generation. But having mentors are huge. If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a counselor to kind of help you, even with school and advancing in school, it's the same thing when it comes to fitness or sports. If no one shows you how to do it, you're not going to be able to do it. And growing up in the projects and stuff like that, that's the reason why we try to give back, because we've all been through situations where our coaches were not trying to help us. So now that the roles are reversed, we're going to help these kids. We're going to help them as much as I can. What's cool about First Phorm is they've been donating funds for scholarships to Golden Titan for some of these kids. So they've been huge in support. It's been great, man. We love them, and we just try to encourage and help as many people as possible.
And why do you think that people didn't want you to succeed growing up?
It's the knowledge. So even in high school, you'll see high school coaches that did not necessarily make it to the next level.
Right.
Didn't make it to college, didn't make it to the pros. I'm not knocking on these people, but if you don't have the experience,
experience and knowledge,
how are you going to help these people? Yep. Just like in CrossFit or any other coach, if you don't have the experience on how to mentally prepare someone through sports psychology, as well as program for them, if you cannot relate to them or help them, how are you going to do it? You can't. That's above your pay grade. You're not there yet. So as long as you have great mentors, people are that seasoned in everything that they're doing, those are the best guys. And we try to make sure that we're open and free to as many people as possible. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, but if you hit me up on Instagram or anything, literally I will respond to you. I'll tell you what you can do. There's been individuals that are about to get an elbow replacement, and I'm encouraging them, letting them know that they can come back from it. Even though my doctor said I could not come back from it. I told them I'll help them with their rehab, strength rehab, and stuff like that. So it's just, you have to be kind. You got to encourage. Other than that, if you don't, you're just a jerk, and you're wasting your platform. Try to help as many people as possible. And Matt is the same way. So, that's just how we do things.
I mean, with both of your stories, you easily could have went one way and just been both disgruntled. Been like, oh, my doctor says I can't come back. It's over. My dream's over. Yeah. With you with leukemia, you could have easily just, folded it up and that's it. I can't do it. But fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you.
Just gotta, man, I don't know. Just look in the mirror and just keep chasing what you love, And to kind of piggyback off what Kawika said, you also, when you're younger, you don't know what these kids, their living situations, are. Do they have, a dad there, a father figure as a mentor? You have like a full-time mom just working, and the kid not really having being guided. So being as a coach, and a mentor, you got to remember where these kids come from, and you got to just kind of be there for them. Maybe they have, dreams and big goals for their sport career or whatever. They want to be a really football player, but they don't have somebody there to help them, even at their home.
I'd say the most important thing through anything like this is always lead by example. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, we had coaches telling us to run, do this conditioning, run across the field, do gassers, and they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that going to encourage me to run across the field and do these gassers?
Yeah.
So even with some of the younger kids, the youth football kids, the college kids, anybody like that, when we're training and we're putting them through some of this, even in the professional athletes, I'll give them some time to kind of build up their progress. But as soon as they're at the point that needs to be pushed, I will jump in and do the workouts with them to push them that way. So I want them to know their coach is doing what they're doing, lead by example, and they're going to work hard. I mean, that's how you do it. And I love seeing coaches that do that because it means so much to me. And I wish I had that when I was younger.
Same. Yeah, same, man. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I was in high school. I was lazy. So I mean, legit. I was lazy. I got to where I got, just because I was kind of talented, strong. But didn't have work ethic. I wish I had somebody there just to tell me and work with me. And teach me about work ethic. I don't fucking know.
Even in college, dude, it was like no coaches leading by example. Like it was rough. So even when I was trying to find out how to pursue the NFL and everything like that, it was kind of like I had no mentors. I had no one to guide me. So all of my players right now, even the college players getting ready for some of these pro days and stuff, I'm there with them, bro. I'm like, hey, these are the steps. Get yourself an agent, do this, we'll help your social media, show them how hard you've been working. This is what we do. Don't be shy. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So the philosophy is just different, man. But you got to be understanding. But in order to do that, you got to be someone that's been through some stuff.
And that's hard to find, especially with like little kids playing sports.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I was fortunate enough to have learned from former Major League Baseball players growing up playing club baseball and high school baseball, right? So it's like I knew like these guys know what they're talking about, as opposed to like our dads in Little League coaching us. It's like you're not gonna, I'm not gonna listen to you, right?
I'm definitely excited to help guide Cade, my little boy. So
I'm actually happy about that because I've seen a lot of parents, even people that I know, when it comes to their kids, not necessarily leading by example, and I'm so thankful to have my dad always there. And my dad was like a power lifter, strongest mofo ever, dude. And I remember just watching him lift as I was a kid, and I would want to lift so much, but he would say no. And so when it was my turn to lift, man, as soon as I got into high school, breaking records, I was just motivated. But that's because my dad was there, and
he's also the nicest freaking guy.
Shout out to the pops. And
he's also the
else.
nicest dude you could ever imagine. Like legit, he's so freaking sweet.
So
kind, led by example.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that's the coolest thing, when I talk about powerlifters or strongman, because I used to do strongman as well. My sister was just talking about this. We were just talking about it. The strongest, most intimidating guys are the nicest guys. So if you're ever at a competition or anything like that, just remember the craziest looking angry guys are the nicest guys.
No joke. It's funny. I go to the gym, right? And I probably have my face is not nice, okay? People don't like to come up to me, and I'm like the one nicest dudes, I swear to God. But like, I don't know, I get in the zone, and my face is just like,
you
talk
have
to
to
me.
Be.
And I'm just like, and then like somebody will like, they get the courage to come up and talk to me, and they're just like, I'm really glad I came up and talked to you, man. I can't help it. I'm just like, I'm so in the zone, and it's just like my face is just.
When you guys are putting up the weight you're putting up, you have to be like demonized a little bit, right?
Yeah. You just hear this guy.
Like, what do you guys think about when you're lifting? Obviously, the goal in mind is to not just like get a great pump in, but if you have like an exact weight you're trying to hit, exact thing that you're trying to train for.
What goes
like,
through my head
is. Are you guys listening to like Slipknot? Are you guys.
Honestly, sometimes I do go through the angry stage where I'm like, all right, this is some death metal. I'm going to listen to this while I squat this friggin' weight because I know in my head this is going to hurt, okay? This is going to hurt. I'm not going to feel good, so you better just do it and just stand it up and just rack it after you're done. Just know that it's going to hurt. Just fucking do it,
So, I grew up with anger issues, but
yeah, you listen to this guy lifting. Don't let him steer you in the wrong direction.
I know how to channel it. And what's cool about that is with some of the football players, I can tell them how to turn it on, how to turn it off when you're on the field, which is huge. And we do the same thing when we lift. So turn on the aggression, not necessarily blind rage, because if you lift in blind rage, you can get hurt. So you're still thinking, but it has a lot to do with our breathing technique and a lot of different stuff that we patented and my mentor kind of helped me out with. So the style of lifting we do is you're always vocal and you're always getting air. Air is your best friend.
Definitely helps.
So very different than other powerlifters that hold their breath when they lift. We're very vocal, but it's a controlled strength. So.
Listen, he's vocal. He's vocal. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love it, man.
Actually, go watch some of the videos. You will hear how vocal he is.
You know, some of these people, like, they'll be powerlifting.
I might just go stand in the lobby at the gym and just watch from a distance.
Some people get smacked in the face. Yeah, hype me up. Some people sniff, ammonia to get crazy.
Salt,
I just
whatnot,
yell and try to power up like Goku, Dragon Ball Z, or something like that.
He does. He powers up for sure.
But as far as music
Level up.
goes, man, it could be any music that gets you in rage mode.
Yeah.
So it could be rock.
Listen. He likes Waka
crazy
Flocka.
rap.
He puts on Waka Flocka a bunch when we train lift heavy. Waka Flocka Flame. Let's
It'll
go.
be anything that goes crazy.
Yeah. So yeah. If any of y'all see me at the gym, please don't hesitate to come say hi. I promise I'm a nice guy. I just have that face. I'm sorry.
Where can they follow you on social media? Just to get that out of the way, because it is important, and if you guys want to check out their content, it's unbelievable.
Mine is just my name, Matt Cable _. You'll find me. I'll have Titan Games next to my name and whatnot, so you'll be able to find me.
You can find me on Instagram at Robo Hercules RX. Also the gym, Golden Titan CF. And you can find us on Facebook. I'm Kawika Henderson. Twitter, Kawika Henderson.
Let's go.
Either way, if you search me, you're going to find me.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
you know, I'm always
Internet.
free.
Internet.
So
Matt Cable, Titan Games. Let's go.
anytime, hit me up. Hit me up. Whoa, look at that gold. Oh, my
CrossFit
gosh.
Golden Titan.
God,
Oh
I feel
my
like I should have worn
gosh.
that shirt today. Dang.
Oh my God. I mean, a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, and we did it in cowboy hats too.
Oh, man.
How-
Hey,
it's unbelievable.
Yellowstone. Let's get it.
The last thing I want to ask you guys, though, given the training regimens that you guys put up, you guys got to be very careful. You know, like one bad move, you could be out 9 months with an oblique tear, hamstring,
Got to warm up correctly.
anything, right? What's kind of your kryptonite when it comes to a certain training? You know, whether it's like in sets, like certain training
Mine
style.
is
What's your
mobility. I train mobility heavily because post-transplant, I have developed what's chronic GVHD, and that's graft versus host disease. That is, in short, it is where my old DNA is fighting my new DNA, and so it attacks my muscles, attacks my joints, my ligaments, and so my ankles are very tight, my hips are very tight, my wrists are very tight, which if you're trying to compete in CrossFit, it makes it difficult to hold a front rack.
So it's like no matter how much he stretches, it'll always go back to being tight.
Yep. But
So
scar
it's like
tissue in
day
here.
one over and over.
Yep. So it's rough, but like I said at the beginning of the show, it's you gotta deal with your new normal, and just it is what it is, So him and we work on that a lot. I feel like my mobility is still good enough to be able to compete with the big dogs. I just gotta stay with it, man. Because if I don't, then it'll just keep getting tighter and tighter. And we're working with new medication too to help with that as well, and it seems to be helping a little bit. So we're just trying new medication, see if it works, and hopefully it does. And hopefully just I don't know if it'll ever go away, but that's fine. Come to terms with that. Just keep staying mobile. Just keep working. Just keep work. Like I said, that's a weakness of mine now. I gotta keep working on it till it's strength.
So what's been my kryptonite is what used to be my strength. Any type of bench press or pressing motion, that used to be my strength. And now they had the double elbow replacement. It's like any pressing motion is terrible. So I've been trying to work around it, do the things that I can do as far as lifting. But if it's anything else in the fitness game, I'm still working on conditioning as far as running long distances and swimming. So it's just like I'm from Hawaii, so we swam a lot. And nowadays, it's like when I get into the water, I just sink, man.
So
Like, I
it's
literally
so funny.
cannot-
Competitions.
I just cannot swim.
We will train swimming because we're like, oh God, in this competition coming up, we're gonna have swimming, and we got to go to the pool and just swim laps and laps and laps just to get back used to it. And
I'm
we're
just
like,
in there.
Jesus.
Don't die.
Don't die.
Just don't die.
Yeah.
Take the L. Just don't die, though.
See, I used to live in Hawaii too, so I used to know how to swim too, and then I just packed on all this muscle, and now I'm just like, I sink after 30 seconds. So
just no stamina in the pool?
man, it's weird, man. It's
Yeah,
different, dude. You
the
gotta
stamina's
work
been
at
a little
it.
bit different, but it's just literally just sinkage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying like I'm the buffest guy ever, but it does play a role. Like it has to, because I literally, no matter what, my sister like coaches me up in swimming. She's like excellent in swimming. I just keep sinking, bro. Like I'll have the stamina to kind of move, but I will be moving harder than usual because I keep singing.
You know what? Me, I'm like, all right, form out the window. I'm doggy paddling this. Let's go. Just finish.
Man.
Yeah, I could not imagine that. I mean, how many calories would you guys have to be putting on? Like right now, it's probably a lot.
How much
but, like,
how much calories we take?
Yeah,
we
because
intake?
like I've seen videos of like Michael Phelps after a meet, he's got to put
they
down like
put-
6,000 calories in one
He's
sitting.
crazy.
Oh yeah, no, you put in a lot. It depends on how hard you're training though. Like if you're training for the CrossFit Games, let's say, and you're training 3, 4 hours, 5 hours a day, you're putting down easily 5,000 to 6,000 calories, easily. So you gotta refill your body. You gotta, and on top of that, you gotta recover. So you have to put in all the calories, all the carbs, all your fats. You gotta put all that just to recover.
I kind of just base mine. I guesstimate probably about 3,000 to 3,500 calories burnt, depending on what I'm doing. But it varies. So
Yeah,
everyone's
3,000,
different.
3,500, honestly, is probably what I'm at right now. But I mean, it depends on what you're training for. Depends what you're
That's
training
still a
for.
ton when you're eating lean, healthy foods.
Yeah, no, it
because
is a ton,
lean,
man.
healthy foods is not a lot of calories, and you gotta, in intervals.
And
Maybe
honestly,
like every
we
90
could be
minutes?
putting more down. Honestly, should be putting more down probably, but he is all over the place. He's always doing something, man. If he's not
Crazy
training,
busy,
he's
always.
working. So for him, it's hard for him to find time in the day to even eat. So like me, I'm able to like make 5, 6 meals a day. He tries. But I bet you he probably only gets three meals a day, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
Am I
even
wrong?
less.
Even less, yeah. So that's why first form comes in handy as well. He tries to do what he
What
can.
is your training days kind of like?
Back in the day, you know.
Day.
Honestly, through college, I got up. I was telling him before we went on. I'm probably like sitting at a $170 right now. Got up to around 190 of lean muscle through school. I had the time to actually have. I ordered Nutrition Solutions, which if anybody doesn't have the time to actually prep their meals, that is one of the best
Nice.
branded meal
Okay.
plans out there.
that stuff.
But of course, you need the money for it too.
Yeah.
But with that, with protein shakes, I think it was Redcon 1. I used protein.
Redcon, all right.
And once you get into a rhythm and you actually become obsessed with it, you turn into that animal. You're able to actually
man.
put on the muscle.
You gotta be
because,
obsessed if you want to be good at it.
You're tracking everything. You're tracking your calories. You're tracking trans fats. You're tracking, with me, carbs. Would always eat carbs after a long workout.
That's good,
And it
man.
worked for me.
Yeah.
Trying to put on weight.
100%,
if anything
dude.
else.
100%.
And I know you're busy, especially with the show. So anytime you need some additional help, you let me know, and we'll send you some first form stuff.
I absolutely do want to get hooked up with some first
Let's
form
get it.
stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
absolutely.
I want to try root beer float and I want to try Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I got it in my car right now.
Everybody,
You wanna
everybody.
come down? I got you.
Where
Definitely get
can
some
we
your way.
vote for you though? I do want to get that 5th district in Surprise, right?
Yeah, so right now is the process of getting the petition signatures for District 5 in Surprise. We have until, I believe, mid-March to get the signatures in, but you can also do it online. So I posted the link online at my Instagram, even my Facebook. It's kind of a long link, so I can't just spew it out right now. But if you're in the 5th district in Surprise, I would appreciate all of your help. I'm really excited. Last year, it was a little bit different because we had COVID. You couldn't get the signatures. So not just in our district, but all around the states, there's people that had to run as write-ins. And we know as a write-in, most likely you're not going to be elected. That's just, if your name is on the ballot, it's an easier choice. So I'm asking for your help. If you can fill out the online form, very, very simple, for Kawika Henderson in District 5 Surprise, I'd appreciate it. It'll help me get the name on the ballot. And I'll be coming up doing town hall meetings, a lot of different things, interviews for me to kind of express what I want to see out of Surprise and the changes that I'm going to be bringing. I'm really excited to help the community. I've been out here for about 21, almost 22 years in Surprise, so I've seen it grow, and I'm excited to do so much more to help it grow, but also to keep the small town vibe. So I'm excited. It's election season coming up, election 2022. Let's go. let's go, baby.
See, you didn't even talk about politics on this episode. That's how you know this is the guy to vote for.
Telling you right now.
Absolutely.
I'm telling. Yeah.
You can talk about politics all day, but what I like to do is make sure that we meet good people. You can be solutionaries no matter what your background is. Get the job done, create solutions, and go from there.
Well, head on over that for Kawika Henderson, Matt Cable on the show today. I want to thank DC Banks for introducing me to you guys.
DC, baby, DC.
My
What's
dog.
up, DC? You're gonna hear this and watch this. What's up,
He
man?
watches all the episodes. He's
I
my
hope
biggest
you,
fan.
I know he's killing out there, man.
Comments
you
on all the
seeing
videos.
him jumping and stuff? His vertical. God, get out of here.
His workouts are on another level.
Yeah, we train. Yeah, we've trained sometimes.
I watch his workouts, and my ACL just tears automatically just from watching.
I
the
know.
video.
American Ninja
It's like-
Warrior. Let's go.
Like all it
You
takes
better
is
keep
one
it up.
slip. I'm like, you're dead.
Yeah,
You're dead. Is it
dude.
worth it?
I don't know how he does it.
Dude, oh man, he cracks me up, man. All his bloopers. It's awesome.
I want to give him a shout out though, and of course you got Gold Titan. You got to check out the gym as well. And First
down
Form,
anytime,
First Form with
NFQ,
all of their
NFQ?
NFQ as well. I mean, I
Yeah,
got to
they're
look
fun
more
quid,
at that
man.
apparel. We'll put up some of that
No man,
apparel.
there's
when we make
please
clips,
do.
too.
Their stuff is awesome. It's
Never
good
fucking
stuff.
quit,
That's
guys.
Right.
These two are living and breathing examples of that. This was episode 483 of the podcast. Remember, we're sponsored by Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Scottsdale. Thanks for watching, guys. Hank, hit the lights, man. And come get your hat, too.